being able to stay in state? Just how much of a blessing has this last week been for you?
It's been fun. Just getting a chance to be in the facility, getting a chance to know these guys, get a chance to know the coaches and bond. But it's a blessing. It's something I dream of, since I was a little kid. So, I'm blessed to be able to have the opportunity to play for the Cowboys.
What have your expectations been, and also what has been told to you about what your role is going to be?
Yeah, man. First thing is I'm just coming to work, and we'll see how it plays out. As we go along in the season. But I bring a lot of things to the table. Mainly of course my speed, but I bring a lot of versatility.
From a leadership standpoint, there's a lot of guys that Schottenheimer's tried to bring in with this draft class that bring that. What do you bring in that category?
Speed, the ability to run routes, catch the ball to the backfield, home run hitter, making guys miss, and even pass protection. Take a lot of pride in being able to do all the things that it takes to be successful at running back.
And more so off the field, leadership standpoint. What's your leadership style?
I'm a very vocal guy, so just getting a chance, like being around my teammates, helping out whenever they need me, and just doing the little things.
What have your early impressions of Tyler Hooker been?
Great kid. I could tell he's he's ready to learn, and he's a great football player. I mean, he's been leading us since we've been here, so it's an honor to be able to share the room with him.
I'm sorry if you've been asked this already. Can you talk about Tashard Choice?
Mm-hmm.
And did he give you any advice about pro football, playing here, this organization? What do you mean to him? Have you come here?
Yeah, Coach Choice is my guy, man. He's done a lot of things, for me on and off the field, and he played a big part in the reason I'm here today. Since I got there day one, he was brought me under his wing. He was hard on me. I was very coachable. I listened to him because I know he played in the league, but as far as playing in the NFL, he taught us a lot of things. I mean, of course, he played 5+ years in the league, so we knew that he knew the rights and the do's and don'ts of the league. But that's my guy, man. I mean, like I said, he did a lot of things for me, on and off the field.
What did he tell you about this organization of playing here? Have you talked to him since you've been drafted? And I know he was excited to see you.
Yeah, he called me right after I got drafted. He FaceTimed me. He was super excited, but it's funny because when we used to talk in the position room, we used to all talk about the Cowboys, and we used to joke about it. But I never thought that I'd get drafted here. But man, it was a blessing to be able to get that phone call, and for me to have a running back coach that coached me in college, that played for this team in the league. It means a lot to me.
What was the joke?
We used to. I mean, a lot of us didn't want to go here, but we was messing with Coach Choice. But it's a great program, man. Of course, it's the biggest brand in sports. So, like I said, man, it's an honor to be able to play for this team.
As a Houston kid, that was kind of, I don't know, you've been a Cowboys fan, but people in Houston don't like the Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up, watching, all the teams, really. I mean, I didn't really have a, specific team, but, like I said, for me to be able to get to play here, which is the biggest brand in sports, it means the world to me.
I know it's only been a couple days, but what do you make of Coach Schottenheimer's energy?
I love his energy. I mean, he matches our energy. I mean, he has, comes in a meeting room with juice, and, he likes to, have fun. I mean, that's what I like as a coach. I mean, when you have a coach you can relate to, and that'll have fun with you and know how to turn it off when it's time to coach.
Being one of two running backs in the same draft class, can you talk about the opportunity it is for you guys to experience the same thing together, but how do you balance that camaraderie with competition?
Yeah, when you have backs, that you get along with in the same room, it's good because when it's time to compete, we compete, and we know it's not in a bad way, but we're competing to make each other better, and we're all striving for the same goal. So we're just doing our best to push each other and make sure that we're all doing the right things.
And it's
Has it
similar
hit
to
you
what.
yet that you're a pro, that you're here? Has it hit you yet?
Yes, it has. I mean, it took me a good minute, after I got drafted, but with me being here a few days, I finally soaked it in, man. But it's still surreal to me, man, to be able to get to play for this team. I mean, like I said, I couldn't even imagine getting drafted to the Cowboys, but the blessing that I wanted came true.
Was there any moment in the process that you said, okay, yeah, this is different now? They're paying me to play this sport, in comparison to what you were doing in Texas.
The pay cut you had to take to
yeah,
go to the Cowboys.
The money is a little different in the league, of course. I mean, of course, it's more, but man, like I said, man, it's an honor to be able to play here.
Can you talk, people look at you as a speed back, quick guy, but can you talk about your toughness, your ability on the block, that you're tougher than just a normal 4-2 back?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I take a lot of pride in being able to do all the things and not just, being a fast back, being that home run hitter, because I know, if you want to be, the best at your position, you're going to have to be able to, do all those things. And like I said, I give Coach Choice a lot of credit because, he stayed on not only me, but, all the other guys in our room to make sure that we was doing those things right because, like I said, if you can't, protect the quarterback, then, it affects a lot of things, offensively. So, I take a lot of pride in being able to, be versatile and be able to do different things and not just, run the ball or be that home run hitter.
Obviously, you guys have no pads on right now, but what's your mentality in terms of trying to make a good first impression at rookie minicamp when it is limited in what you can do?
Yeah, man, just come in and work. That's been my mentality, since I started playing football. Just, every time I come in, somewhere new, my mentality just come in and try to prove myself. Doing all the little things right off the field, doing, everything I can, on the field to make that impression.
You're talking about the dynamic of this running back room. It's very similar to what you came from at Texas, too.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think that experience will kind of prepare you for this as well?
Yeah, it's prepared me. I mean, of course, we had a lot of, different backs, in our room at Texas, but, we had very good backs. And, same here, we have a lot of, different style running backs. So, it's kind of similar. I mean, us having that room at Texas helped me out a lot because, not only it taught me, how to compete and, it's not new to me whenever I go somewhere with backs just as talented and, it doesn't surprise me.
Did you have a brief interaction with Jerry on the field, and what was that like?
Yeah, man, it's fun. It's cool, man, to be able to talk with a guy like that, man. And it's actually crazy because I didn't know he was the one that called me when they drafted me. So when I went back and watched the video, I seen it was him. But to be able to have that conversation with him, and for him to know the type of guy I am, it means the world.
What's your early impression of Coach Foster and working with him?
Great guy. He's very similar to Coach Choice. High energy. He's hard on me. He's been hard on me since I've been here, and I like that because I'm a fast learner, and when I know a coach is hard on me, that I know he wants the best for me. So, I'm just really blessed, to be able to get coached by Coach Foster. He's coached a lot of talented backs. Alvin Kamara, of course he had Austin Eckler. So, for me to be here to be in that room, it means the world to me.
Thank you.